Trevor, anytime you're ready to go.
Before she chews on my saddle too much.
All right.
Hi, how are you?
Trevor did a great job again this
How are
morning,
you?
don't you think? Let's let him know and welcome him back. 45 minutes starting now.
I'm going to use this to my advantage since she came to check me out at the gate. That's the first time she's actually came over, met me, and stuck around. So that's a good change. She is a gaited quarter horse. She tends to go to the gate more often than not. We're not going to waste too much time, but we're just going to go through the same motions we did this morning. Once I catch my breath from running back there again. So, again, like we talked about this morning, you can check your horse's feet to see where they're at mentally. There she's already licking and chewing. She's actually come in today really nice and relaxed, so that's really nice to see because this morning it took her a little bit. She was more herd bound. There I'm just checking her foot. I just want to see that outside front foot move over again. Just like that. Good. Right. I was a little concerned this morning with how quick I had to exit the saddle off of her back, that she'd still be in a good place this afternoon. I'm really glad to see she came right over to the gate, met me, and stuck around. So that means I tried to do everything right that I could to get the saddle off her as quick as I could and not run the time clock past that. Here I'm checking her front left foot. There, steps away. Beautiful. So I've got control of her front right foot, got control of her front left foot. I'm 50% there for having 100% control of her feet to go when and where I want them to, okay? Here, I'm gonna raise my leading hand. I'm not pulling her forward, I'm just sending her forward. Saying, maybe, oh, now you don't wanna go forward. Let's go, good girl. All right, I don't wanna see that step back. That's a resistance to going forward, and that's probably why we went up and down a little bit earlier, right? Horses can only go 6 directions. Left, right, forward, back, up and down. There we go, good. Now she's getting nice and soft with the C. There she stops on the front end. I want forward motion. There's that little hop that we saw earlier today. Right? She's a little more stuck going forward today than she was yesterday. There, good. When I stop, she should stop. Now I'm going to raise my hand up. See how her nose followed that feel and then she just kind of stopped? That's fine. I'm just going to say, yeah, maybe you should have gone there and increased a little pressure with that halter shank. Good enough. There she's leading around. When she gets a little lost and pauses, I'm just going to increase a little pressure to keep her going. Taking my leading hand to her hip, rolling that hind end over, keeping forward motion on the front end. Good. Okay, now we're looking more around that 80 to 100% control of her feet, front and back. She's with me, she's coming in, looking at me. Her head's about 1.5 feet lower than it was this morning. That's great. That's where we want to be. Let's try it again. We want this forward motion to be pretty nice. There. Good. She's still pausing. All right. Just a bridge and a saddle. You've seen both-ish. Good. Forward. So this side, she's definitely a little more stuck going forward. Right? So we'll spend a little bit of time here. Remember those days when your horse is, like we said before, when you have somebody come talk to you and they say, oh yeah, my horse was good, you know, last Monday, but then Tuesday was a bad day and Wednesday was a good day and Thursday, who knows what's happening, right? If you would have checked their feet on those bad days, guaranteed they wouldn't have given your feet when and where you wanted them, right? Take those extra 5 or 10 minutes on those days, check their feet, see where they're at. That's going to be your mental gauge and your horse gauge as to where they mentally are. Sorry, I feel like my back's to you guys all the time.
The judges aren't the most important people here, I guess.
They are. Well,
the paying customers really are.
We're going to tell them they're the most important people here this weekend. They're all qualified to start their own colts.
Absolutely. And have done so many, many, many times.
Good. She is much softer right now than she was this morning. There, she just exhaled really nice. She's following me, she's leading with me. I don't normally just turn and face a horse. This is actually a little more aggression, right? Horses have a fight or flight. I'm just walking to get back over here to you guys. Okay? It's good that she can pass. She doesn't get real fighty there. That's perfect. I'm going to check the flag here. Right there, her head's up a little bit. She's a little bit off. That's fine. Come in. Good. Now we're going to use the flag to move that front outside foot and change our intent to it. Good. Good, right? So the flag can mean everything in the world and nothing in the world all at the same time. It's all based on your intent and how you change it as to the reaction you're getting on the horse. Okay? Nothing at all. Now, move that front outside foot. A little bit more. There it is. Good. Right? A lot of people think that a runaway horse starts when a horse is running away with you. It's not true. She just took 3 steps. I only asked for 1 step. She ran away on me 3 steps already, even though it's only at a walk. Right? All those little things are going to tell you exactly how you're going to ride later. If she's not paying attention to where I want to move her foot right now, she's not going to pay attention from the saddle. There. Good. See? 4, 5, 6. Don't knock that over, please. Thank you. Right? So be aware. Every little foot. If I'm only asking for 1 foot and 1 step, I just want 1 step. Again, we're probably not going to get this perfect this weekend, but I want to get as close to it as I can just to save my life when I crawl on her back. Right? A lot of times, clients send me a horse and they say, I'm just too old to get bucked off. Personally, my opinion, I'm too young to get bucked off. I don't want to deal with that either. That's nothing to do with age. It has to do with if you want to be in the ground or not. And, if I got to ride 10 colts a day that are bucking on me, there's a good chance I still wouldn't be doing this 15 years later, right? If I can keep them from bucking at the best of my ability and get these feet moving, it's a pretty good deal. See there, I just ran my hand down, a little bit of pressure where the saddle tree is going to sit and she has to move. So I'm going to hold that pound of pressure I have there and just see if she can, there she's okay with it. I'll release it there. Good. There she's already kind of moving. So this will prepare her a little better for the saddle this time, right? If she's going to get a little lost with my hand there, she's probably not going to handle that saddle. Good. I'm going to check her back end here again. We've talked about this a little bit throughout the weekend. Again, I want to see a flex instead of a bend. Roll it around. Flex that nose. Let's ask just a little bit more. There, beautiful. Good girl. Turn her loose. Good. Nice. That time she came into me, her head was much lower than previous sessions, and she didn't actually dodge my hand that time, right? That's just a good change that we're looking for. That expression of the horse is changing every time, getting a little softer and a little better. There she's bending, there she's playing, there she's getting real lost, and right about there she found herself. There's a nice flex. Okay, good. Good. I got too busy talking, I didn't release in time. I'll let her find her way out there now that she found it again. Good. Good deal. Look at that, she held the hand that time. Let's see about the saddle. What do you guys think so far about the trainers today? They've been doing a pretty good job. There we go. Good. I'll lower my mic. There, you can still hear me. Maybe now you won't hear me breathing into it so heavy down there. Oh. Yep, that's a saddle. Put your nose over here, kid. Thank you.
Yeah, just an old dead cow.
What's that?
I say, just an old dead cow.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm going to put one carcass on another carcass. You'll be fine. Hey, you can survive. Fortunately, we haven't been out hunting too much lately, so it doesn't smell too bad. But one thing, about our saddles as a professional trainer taking in client horses, this saddle could smell like 1,000 different horses going on this horse's back, right? There's no saying what this horse is actually smelling and really being okay with on her back at this moment. Don't nip at me. Put your feet over here. There you go. Thanks. It's my space. Here she's backing up. I'm not 100% concerned about it because of what we're doing this weekend. And I also want to get my saddle a little more secure before I correct it. So there she's backing up. I'm going to change her direction by moving her front foot. Give her a different thought. There. Stand over there. Good. Now she's kind of stopping. Right? I don't need to get too big and worried about it. There, I tighten the cinch a little. She's backing out of it again. There's a little tighter. She's backing up. Let's go this way. Not on my feet, kid. Good. Yeah, good little exhale. Why are we way over here? Hey, why are we way over there? So earlier in the sessions, I've been backing her up. There. I don't want to put that back cinch on her next to the panels. Not that I can't. I just want to give her a good opportunity here, right? If she wants to back up when I'm putting pressure on her, I don't want her to back up and spook herself in that panel. She's been doing pretty good here. Oh, we're going backwards again. Okay, I'm going to ask for a step back there. Just one. Good. Let her feel that pressure. Now we'll see if she can go forward. 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 A little more pressure. Good. Find your way forward. Find your way forward. Find your way forward. It's just a bridge. Go around it. Go around it. Stay forward. There. Good. I don't care that we're not going over the bridge. We don't really need to yet. Right? But what we just worked on as we came up to that bridge is getting her desensitized to that bridge. Okay? With Extreme Cowboy, you can really see the horses that have been trained and pressured into going over or through obstacles. Okay? I don't want this to be a big deal. There she's backing up. I'm going to get a little bigger and drive those feet away. Good. Okay? So when horses have been pressured over obstacles, they're typically the ones that are backing away from them. Okay? What we just did there is that we took her towards it and allowed her to come away from it to save her life before it became a big deal. I could have got a lot bigger and drove her way up and over that bridge, but that's probably the first time she's seen it in here so far. Good, now that we got that settled, we'll go to here. Good. Right, so my goal is to build her confidence on obstacles, not take it away. And by doing that, I'm going to help save her life. We talked about increasing the horse's curiosity this morning a little bit, right? Horses are naturally curious. If I can play with that curiosity, we're going to do a little better, right? So here, drive her towards the bridge, allow her to go away from it. Right? I'm going to save her life by taking her away from it and not making it a big deal. And we'll come around, we might get a little closer. Right? There, good. So while we're working on this, the fellow I worked with in Colorado, Tom Mowry, was getting into mules about 40 years ago. There, she touched it. That was good. Hey, you touched it. Good kid. And fortunately, I was young enough when I met Tom that I didn't really find a different way to do it. But his story goes a little like this. He was riding a mule at the time, and he was out in pasture. And he rode into that pasture and the mule wanted nothing to do with that rock. And he was scared of the rock, so he pressured that mule up and said, well, you're going to touch that rock. Well, he made that mule go over there, and that's the biggest mistake he made, was making it happen. So the next day he got in that pasture, and that mule wouldn't go within 50 yards of that rock. And the third day, 100 yards of that rock, because he kept pressuring it up to go touch it. Fourth day, 200 yards, and by the end of the week, he couldn't get into that quarter section with that mule. So he called up one of his friends, also named Tom, and he goes, Tom, you told me to ride these mules, and this mule I keep making it touch this rock, and it keeps getting more scared of it. And Tom told Tom, which is the confusing part of this story, that, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with you making it. Good kid, right? So he said, tomorrow, you go in that pasture, and you take that mule away from that rock 5 or 6 times. And you'll watch, that mule will want to do it and want to go check it out. And he goes, well, I don't think you know the mule I'm riding right now, Tom. It doesn't want it, but I'm going to do it because he told me to. The next day, within 20 minutes, that mule walked right over to that rock on its own and sniffed it. All because he took it away from it. Now it became the mule's idea to go check it out, and all of a sudden it wanted to. There.
Just under half an hour left,
Okay.
30 minutes left.
There, she touched it. Good enough. Now we'll ask for a little bit more. There, she touched it again. Good. Let's take you away this way and save your life a little bit. There. Come back at it. Keep that forward motion. Good. Right? Good enough. Good. Good deal, kid. I'm not going to pick on that too much, but I am going to pick this piece of glass up. And we'll move on to something a little more. She was a little concerned about the flag this morning, so we'll just come back to this. I'm going to ask for that front right foot to step out like that. I'm going to go back here to send her forward and help her find her way. Now, I'm trying to stay away from the bridge because I want her to release from it, but I put it in the middle of this arena. It's going to be a little hard. Let's see if you can. Good. Nice change, girl. Nice change. A little more. Right? You can see my saddle lift up a little bit. That's what we're trying to avoid. There, she's licking and chewing. I'm just going to let her find her way. Tip her up a little bit. Go to trot. Good. Good. Go around the bridge. Keep trotting. So I'm just using the flag to encourage it when she slows down, and I'm making her responsible for staying out there on her own. Good enough. You can come down. Leading hand comes down the rope, disengages hind end. Let her stop and think about that for 2 seconds. Lick and chew. Good girl. Nice change. Let's see if you can send out to the right. Left front. Oh, see there, I didn't get the left front. Therefore, I know she's not fully thinking with me with her feet. Oh, darn, we ended up at the bridge again. Let's go this way. There, she's a little lost. Pick up. Nice trot. Much smoother than this morning's session. She's finding her way forward much nicer today. Or this afternoon. Guess it's the same day. There we go. Good. Right, this side she was a little stickier on this morning. Now she's finding her way through it. Good enough. Let's see what we can do here. Cinch up a little bit. Not too tight. Again, I talked about this morning, I don't have holes in my latigo because I don't want to have that mindset that I need to get to the next hole to have my saddle tight enough for me. I just want to be able to set the pressure on where I want it to be. I don't like over cinching colts, but I do need to stay on top of them if I'm riding. There. I'm going to just put a little weight on the saddle, let her feel that. Look how she's tilting her head away. It's exactly what I'm looking for. She's leading into that little bit of pressure, and now she's going to be able to hold my weight when I step up there. Okay? Let's do it on the other side. Good. Now tilt your nose away. Look over there. Over there. There we go. Good. Look at that change. Good. I can feel that right through my shoulder. When she tips her nose away, I can feel that right shoulder of her get tighter, and I know she's holding that weight, so now she can hold my leg in that stirrup. Here, I'm just going to bump on her ribs a little. Good, till she disengages the hind end. Nice. And Hugh, I know we talked about spurs. I still didn't put them on.
I see that. Right.
And you're hoping that it goes well, and you're kind of wondering if I should have.
Well, sometimes we had a colt starting competition at the Ivan Danes Country Music Picnic a few years ago, and I was able to do the commentary on horseback, and Cade Mills supplied me with a beautiful, beautiful gelding. His name was Smoke, and just anything you wanted him to do. But I found that I didn't wear spurs the first day, and I would first make contact with my lower legs, my calves, and then my heels if I needed it, just to touch.
Yep.
And I just found that at the end of that first day, my legs are really tired from just kind of squeezing.
Right.
Next day, I put my spurs on, and all I had to do was let them know I had them on, basically. Right. And my legs weren't tired after eight and a half hours of riding them like that. So sometimes when you're old and your legs aren't flexible, they can extend your heels a little bit.
Right.
Oh, it looks like you're getting on now.
I don't know. We'll find out in a second. Might be getting off real quick, too.
I doubt that.
Good girl. Put your back down. You know, as a kid, when you play that balloon popping game and you're sitting on that balloon till it pops? Sometimes that's how this feels. Front, left, 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 right, left, front, right. There we go, good. So I'm just sliding my hand down, trying to get that front right. Good, now she's following the hack more. Nope. Spoke too soon. I'm going to lean into the back right corner of the saddle. There. Let's re-ask that question. Front, left. There it is. So we talked a little bit about genetics more yesterday. This particular horse, I've worked a few of the same horses out of the sire, and you can see how her mouth is just going. That's very typey of this horse. Okay. They do grow out of it, but I don't worry about it, and I'm not going to worry about it this weekend. It's a genetic trait, and I appreciate it because I kind of figured she'd do that, and it's nice to see something I figured turn out right for a change. Front right, over here, there. Oh, you're pooping. So stiff in the back at the moment, I didn't know that. There. Now she's licking and chewing. This is much nicer than this morning. She's got a little more freedom. She's looking around. Her ears are forward. I could care less what we get done. This horse is happy. I'm happy if this horse is happy. I could care less about the rest of the day. Sorry, judges. But I'm happy. Right, low-headed. This is exactly what I'd want to do if I was working this horse on a ranch. I'd want her happy, kind of a low-headed, thinking about things. Let's add a little heel and go over here. Good. Front left foot. Nice. That time she moved about 6 inches on that front left foot. That's what I'm looking for. She keeps on wanting to go to this bridge, so that's okay. I'm going to take her away. We're going to go this way a little bit. She's going to find her way there eventually. She really didn't want to go forward today. Good. Before she wants to leave, I'm going to take her and help her and save her life. Walk the other way. That bridge will be her choice. Let's see. There. Front right foot. Good. Front left. Front right. There she's backing away. I'm going to take her front foot and step it away and find forward motion. People that are riding horses where they just run backwards 10 or 20 steps, all you got to do, slide your hand down and move a front foot over, I'd rather go there looking where I'm going than go there running backwards. Change the direction, change that thought. Don't get stuck on a horse running backwards because eventually a cliff might be there and you're not going to be able to fix it. Here I'm going to tap there my left heel, moving that hip over to the right. Good. Now, I was talking to somebody at my booth earlier today. So as I get 100% control of this little filly's feet here, we'll talk about it. How many people have been on a horse that rears up before? How many people have been on a horse that has flipped over on them before? What if I told you it was your fault? Would that be a pretty bold statement to make while I'm sitting here on a colt that you could throw a beer can at or a pop can? What happens, we were told to bring our hands to our hips when we learned how to ride. If I'm riding an off-the-track thoroughbred, there's a good chance they're a little higher headed than this filly. Let's move that hip, move forward. Now let's go this way forward. So what happens if the mouth line is above your hands is that horses naturally move into pressure. So here, if my hands are up here, she's going to push into pressure, but she's going to be pushing downward. And that's where I've been releasing when I've been on her. So she keeps dropping her head down. Oh dear, there's glass over there. Let's go this way. Save your feet. So if you're riding a higher headed horse and your hands are at your hips and the mouth line's above your hands, they're going to push into that pressure and find upward motion. And they're going to find a release there because you have to let go when they rear because you get scared. Or you pull harder, they push harder. You pull even harder to your hip, they push harder and go up. Right? Horses will push into pressure. Pretty soon that horse gets light on the front end. Oh, I made a clicking noise. That wasn't quiet. Right inside foot. Maybe more flag, less leg. There, good girl. If I was at home, I'd probably quit there for the day. We worked pretty hard to get her trotting this morning. She took 3 nice strides there. That'd be a really good place just to quit her. Pretty sure I got about 22 minutes left on that clock, maybe 18.
1740.
So we're going to fill some time. Try for it again this way. Don't make any clicking in the crowd. I don't want to do that. Not my style. What I find is people want to cluck way too often, way too much. They go to back a horse up, they cluck. They go to move a horse sideways, they cluck. They want to go forward, they cluck. What the heck is the horse supposed to do if you're clucking for every single motion you want to get?
Probably lay an egg.
There. Little more heel, little more. Find your freedom.
It's just the medication.
It's gonna be out of breath here soon. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Left heel, little flag. Problem with riding with flags is you don't have them out on range. But if it's gonna help her, I'm gonna use it. A little cluck. Oh, and a sneeze. And another sneeze.
Sounds like a little tension coming out when she blows her nose there.
Yeah, there's lots of adrenaline being released. Let's go somewhere. Atta girl. Look, we're a rainer.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
Let's go the other way. Look at that. Nice. We can stop.
Coming up on 15 minutes and 20 seconds now. Trevor.
Little right leg. Slide a hand, give her direction, reinforce. Let's go find yourself. Find yourself. No, not the gate. Don't be a gated quarter horse. Not the gate. You need help. You need help. I'd like to claim my right lead. Is that today? Is that tomorrow?
I think that's tomorrow, but that's pretty nice. And, you know, when you're looking for the lope, it's tempting when you get those few loping strides to push and push for more, but
Inside left leg. That way if she jumps, I've got a good brace on my right leg. Why are we going smaller? Oh, okay, you want to sneeze? I'm okay with that.
oh yeah.
Little more. Little more. Little too fast.
But there, she gets a little rest and relief and thinks that, hey, loping was a good idea.
I love it when they clap and she's quite not relaxed yet. We're going to make it through. All right. Found our forward motion. That's good. We can cover ground tomorrow. Let's get to some obstacles. You're stuck. Front left. Good girl. I like doing stuff in the saddle if I can, but I think she might need a little more help down here. And we already got our 3 gates. And she is a big horse, but I do need her to work tomorrow. Let's see. We can try this, your favorite little flag. There it is. Oh, you want to lick it? Forward motion. Good. We never said she had to step on it, right? 1 foot, good. Quit, give her a break. Let's go another. That's okay, we can go that way. We're just gonna switch. Can you go towards the crowd? Good enough. Block her there. Good enough. There, do you see that cute little step she just did? She tried to step on it on her way over. Let's see if she can follow the feel. Nope, she wants to chew on it. There, let's walk by again. Get that forward motion going. Good enough. Let's try this way again. You did it once. Uh-oh. That's not good. Let's get that figured out. I actually went over and talked to Hickman's earlier today and picked out a slightly smaller hackamore that I may need this weekend. And it looks like it just proved my point. Might throw a halter back on you, girl. Good. She did it. It's all that matters to me. What the heck are these things? For all the bush riding I've done, I have never, ever come across a pool noodle. Except for in my pasture, because I have pool noodles kicking around and they break up in the sunlight. So, other than that, they say these react like brush. However, my stud, when he was young, he would actually go through the thickest brush and jump into a river. And I figured, heck, we can do Extreme Cowboy. Let's go play. Absolute first race we ever did. There's a pool noodle curtain. You think my stud wanted anything to do with that? He slammed on the brakes and said, that doesn't look like any old tree I've ever seen. And I agreed with him.
10 minutes now.
And I left that show, found the closest Dollarama, walked in there looking how I do right now, walked out with about 50 pool noodles in my arms. I can guarantee you I'm probably still being talked about there. There you go. Same as before. Lead her by, don't worry about it. Gonna come around. Each time, I'm looking to get a 1/16 of an inch closer. Or we could just chew on it this time, that's fine. Let's go forward. Good girl. Does anybody have any questions at all? It's either a good thing or the horrible thing. You never know. I hope you guys have questions. Feel free to come by the booth later and talk a bit. Oh, she stepped on it. Good enough. Let's get out of there. See how she wanted to go backwards? I don't want to teach her. I don't want to train her to back off obstacles. Number one, Extreme Cowboy, that's going to lose me a lot of points. Number two, if there's a cliff or a grizzly bear behind me, I don't want her backing over it. Come back around. Let's see if she can take 2 steps. Good. That time it touched her. Can it touch your front left leg now? Not quite. Take her away. Bring her back. Whole time I'm trying to build her confidence. A little more over. Build her confidence up. I don't want to scare her of anything. I want to build that. So I want to take her away, save her life, build that trust with you and the horse. Front right foot, good. Sorry, front left is what I meant. There. Let's go back the good way. Oh, athletic little thing. She can duck and dodge. Good. Where are we at there, Hugh?
We're at 7.5 minutes.
Good enough. I'm going to teach her here that she can kind of go through stuff, right? If she's going to keep ducking, that's fine. There. She needs to learn that they can bend, and they can touch her all the way down. Good. How about your legs? Good. Leave those there for now. Play with those a little bit. You guys sure you don't have any questions? I can talk all weekend. I'd much rather be talking about something you want to learn. Yeah. Why don't I lead her? Because it's a bigger trust to send her. I don't want her to always know I've got to go first, because I guarantee you my boots will be wet in that creek. I've seen it happen. Do clinics all the time. Bring out a water box. Somebody walks through it thinking that them walking in there makes their horse do it. Horse is smarter than that human. They don't want to get their feet wet, but they're laughing inside that that human's standing in the water. That horse just trained them instead of the other way around, right? There's no reason I can't walk over it. But I want to teach this horse that she doesn't have to rely on me being in front of her all the time, because when I ride a horse, I'm not in front of her, right? I can help her if I need to. I'm not against it. But for me, they need to learn to be self-responsible for themselves, right? Too many times we do stand in front of them. We don't let them learn, right? Good.
5 minutes. Trevor, 5 minutes now.
Right? This is going to build her self-confidence up for life, right? If I can lead and send, I don't have to walk into that box stall first. I don't have to walk into that horse trailer first. I don't have to walk into the creek first and get my boots wet. I can stand on the edge and get her through it, right? And actually, it's a really good question. I appreciate that. On that same note, for creeks, if I'm going to be going into a creek, how many people have had horses always jumping creeks? Look at this. Good girl, you're trying. You're trying. And bow. Good girl. Thank you. Side pass, side pass. Can I claim a side pass? That's good. I'm going to go away. I know the other guys talked about resting him on that. For me, if that bridge is scaring my horse, that's the last place I personally want to rest my horse. If they're scared of it, I want to take them away, save their life, build that trust, get them out of there. We'll go back, and every time we're going to spend 1/100th of a second longer than the last time and build their trust up slowly, right? So it's nothing against the other guys. We all do stuff 100% different. It's really nice to see 3 different totally style trainers out here, and everybody's doing a great job. Just for me personally, I don't want to. It's my own choice, nothing against those guys and what they're doing. We never know in Extreme Cowboy what they're going to bring out, especially Pete, the guy that puts on Calgary Stampede. I swear he tries to find the absolute scariest things for us every year. And it's awesome because you never know what you're coming into in that arena. But you want your horse, don't walk on me, don't walk on me. You want your horse to be okay with absolutely everything in every situation. And a lot of that starts right here, just building their trust. Good. Can you go on a diagonal? Oh, she's kind of getting quitty on me. Let's just get a step forward. Let's get a step forward. Little try. Good.
2.5 minutes now. 2.5, Trevor.
Good. So here, I'm going to lead her around a little bit more just to walk her out. We'll go in between a few things. You can see people walk into a horse trailer and the horse just slams on the brakes and sits there for 3 hours. If they don't know how to send forward over something that scares them, right, you're going to be stuck there for that long. Front left foot over, recorrect. No, don't stand on me. Don't stand. Move that front over. I want her to respect my space. That's better. Good. I don't want her to get away with coming on me. There. Forward. Good. Nice. I don't mind that she jumped towards me. She stopped 6 inches in front of me, dropped her head, licking her lips. 100% respect of my bubble, right? To me, that's a big deal. I also don't want to rush the saddle off twice in one day. So she's in a pretty good place. You can see she got stuck on that bridge. We worked through it. That's all I care about.
You got a pretty good sense of timing, Trevor. How much do you think you have left now?
How much time?
Yeah.
We're right around the 1 minute to 45 seconds.
Yeah, 1 minute exactly.
Yeah.
You must have a clock in your head.
Working colts alone and drinking 2 pots of coffee and 8 liters of water a day, I can guarantee you I've got a 45-minute timer built into me.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody have a 15-second question? No? I'm going to leave her there for the last little bit. So, thank you.
I think I heard one lady whisper, "Are you single?"
Yes.
Okay. That's the question he was looking for.
That was the one question I wanted all week in there with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Trevor.
We'll keep it to horsemanship in the next one.
Right. A real nice session. We'll be back in here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And remember, it's Easter Sunday service, Cowboy Church, in here at 9 tomorrow morning.